New Balance updates their premium shoe for speed and comfort with the 996 V5. Comfort and speed are taken to the next level from the lightweight FuelCell foam in the midsole, helping to keep these shoes light and speedy while at the same time feeling cushioned and responsive as you move around the court. The comfortable mesh upper is reinforced with NDure technology for added durability, and the lateral edge of the forefoot features a higher midsole top line to improve lateral stability. The TPU shank located in the midfoot region helps to improve the torsional stability, while the full-length NDurance outsole supplies superior traction and durability that is backed up by a 6-month outsole guarantee.
I'm all about evolution and improvement. This New Balance version 5996 definitely fits that description in my opinion. The last version and the ones before that were a little lighter, so this shoe is more substantial, maybe by up to a half an ounce, but for a men's shoe size of 10.5, it's still a sub 13-ounce shoe, so it's very lightweight. Improvement came in terms of midsole cushioning. It is a little thicker. You've actually got a TPU midfoot shank there to kind of hold your foot in place throughout all the abrupt directional changes one makes on the tennis court. Traction, I would say this outsole is a little gummier than some of the others. It was really sticky to begin with. It did kind of wear off and give me close to what I would call a near perfect level of grip versus slip, but it errs on the side of being a little sticky. Details and quality of this shoe are just top notch. I'm not a huge fan of flat laces, but these don't come undone. There's a good amount of padding, yet still without sacrificing breathability of the upper and the tongue itself. So all in all, I just thought this was definitely a refinement to the 996 shoe, my favorite of the bunch so far.
The 996 is a really plush and comfortable feeling shoe. Right when you first slip it on, the uppers are nice and supple, didn't require any break-in. And underneath the forefoot of the shoe, I enjoyed a good level of cushioning. And the back of the shoe, and this is an issue I've had with previous versions of the 996, is where the outsole slopes up aggressively at the back. If I do come down on my heel when I'm lunging out wide or just sprinting and I'm heel striking first, I do just get some shock through there, again, lack of cushioning right there, and so that does bug my heel a little bit. And then unfortunately for me, the fit was just a bit too wide and roomy throughout. I thought especially around the ankle collar and the heel, my foot was just sliding around in the shoe there, so I never felt locked in. And then up in the forefoot too, even the D width, I'm a narrow foot type of person, so the D width was just a bit roomy on me. I was sliding around. I just cinched the laces as tightly as I could, and if I was casually hitting, I was good to go. In more aggressive sort of match situations, not really getting the support I was looking for, but on the plus side, I thought the durability was really good and the traction was very nice as well. So I was able to stop and cut and not slide too much. I was able to get enough give out of the outsoles to let me pivot and take those small adjustment steps without any issues with the outsoles getting stuck to the court or anything like that. And then they've improved the upper durability, and the outsole has that 6-month durability guarantee. So from those aspects, it's a great option, but best suited for casual hitting for me just because it doesn't quite fit my foot type.
When I tested the previous version a few years ago, my main complaint with that shoe was that it didn't feel stable enough. Now with this latest update, I feel like New Balance has somewhat addressed that issue. Once I got it on court and I was moving side to side of them, the shoe definitely felt more rigid in the uppers and more stable than the previous version, but it still felt pretty lightweight like the previous version. Still felt quick in them, and I also really enjoyed that underfoot cushioning that the FuelCell provided. My main complaint with this shoe is with the traction. I just felt it was a little bit too sticky for me. It was really tough to slide out of my shots. As for the fit, I was torn going between a 2E and D width shoe. I ended up going with the 2E because initially it felt pretty good, but as the playtest wore on, it definitely opened up for me that I wish I did go with that D width. So if you're like me and you do have an E width foot, then I would recommend going with the D to just get that little bit more snug fit. But overall, really happy and impressed with this shoe. It's a bit more stable than the previous version, but it still maintains that lightweight and comfortable feel.
I'm going to reflect a lot of what the other testers had to say, but some main things with this shoe that stood out is just the overall comfort. Really like that. The FuelCell midsole, as well as the nice plush kind of mesh upper there. Very lightweight feeling, so really speedy around the court. Really lightweight, good flexibility as I was moving around the court. But for me, also a very generous fit. So I did test the D width, the standard width for men's. And I'd like to say that I'd probably even maybe, if I was testing more shoes from this one, I would maybe even try the women's version, like the B width from that, to see how that one kind of fits my foot. I don't quite have maybe as narrow foot as Chris, but I still found this one to be pretty generous, and the more I wore it and it opened up, it just didn't really hug my foot like a glove, kind of like I wanted it to. But I definitely can see some positives here. I really like the traction and the durability from the outsole. Comfort overall was really great, and most of the time on the court I really just didn't have any complaints. I didn't really feel like it weighed me down, or I didn't have any pinching or rubbing or anything like that. So overall I would say for someone looking for lightweight comfort, this is great. And also for those who kind of have that wider foot that maybe don't fit into a typical, like a Nike Vapor that's kind of more on the narrow side, this would definitely be a great one to try. And that wraps up our extensive play test of the New Balance 996 V5. For more information on these shoes or anything tennis related, be sure to head to Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Warehouse Europe, or Tennis Only.